In the news at 8, Akwa State government pledges support for takeoff of Federal College of Education, IDDEP, Ibianibom local government area. Retired police boss donates bungalow to a Temekpo widow. Plus, media mogul Ngyungekwere for burial tomorrow. Details of this and more in this bulletin. Good evening and welcome to Akbc 45 News. I'm Samuel Ayara. You can also go with the news if you're following us on Facebook at Akbc Radio and TV, where this is streamed live. Now to the rest of the stories. Akwa State government says it will continue to open its doors to individuals and organizations willing to partner the state for development. Governor Umoino reiterated this when he received a delegation from the newly approved Federal College of Education, IDDEP, in Ibianibom local government area. Our government house reporter, Patience John, reports that the delegation was led by a former presidential aide, Senator Ita Enam. Details of that report will be brought to you in the course of the bulletin. The Akwa State Executive Council will be constituted this month. The state governor, Pastor Umoino, disclosed this during the flag-off of the construction of Uguruta Numokwekere Afarudoyub Edebom 1 road, traversing Ibesikwa Sultan and Nsidibom local government areas. Our government house reporter, Patience John, has a report.
Advising the people of the need to be involved in agriculture in order to benefit from the many programs of the state government, Governor Umoino promised to constitute the State Executive Council this month to enable the state government to kickstart the process of registering and disbursing rent and loans to farmers in the state.
Department of Agricultural Investment, form adult free. The only condition is that I did the only one for. He could say for now, working with us and ensuring that our partnership becomes very fruitful. Very soon, once we constitute the Executive Council, which we will do this month, the Executive Council will be constituted this month, then we will ensure that we begin to work with our farmers, and we'll make sure that soft loans and grants will go to them. And we will do that through the Ibom Microfinance Bank. All of the lists we have in our database, we are going to transfer to Ibom Fadama Microfinance Bank.
The government said the action is to ensure that farmers benefit from the rice agenda of his administration. Patience John, Akbc News.
The state government has renewed its commitment to encourage rural development and agriculture to better the living conditions of Akwa Ibom people. Governor Umoino made this known when he flagged off the construction of Uguruta Edebom 1 road under the World Bank Rural Access Agricultural Marketing Project (RAMP) in Ibesikwa Sultan and Nsidibom local government area. Again, our government house reporter Patience John has a report.
Governor Umoino, who appreciated World Bank and RAMP for partnering Akwa Ibom in the area of rural development and agriculture, said the takeover will bring positive impact on the state economy and the people. He acknowledged the support of the 2 local government areas and called on the people to go into farming in order to improve their standard of living. According to the government, his government will continue to support entrepreneurs and open rural routes to enhance development.
I'd like to thank and appreciate the World Bank and by extension, the managers of RAM for working with us and ensuring that our partnership becomes very fruitful. I remember that, as I've been said, this project started some years back. But you see, it is bearing fruits in our time. And that for me is very significant. It means that everything we touch in this administration will bear fruit. We will bring all our farmers together. We will train you in the various things you are doing. This is to help our agricultural revolution in the state. So please try and key into this project as we do them. And I trust that by the grace of God, no one will be left behind. I will really enjoy the government, you know me. I don't be fool. But I will be yes and I'm Kuba. But we yes for Nam Kuba. Government
A representative of the National Officer of RAMP, Engineer Charles Ogongo, promised his agency's readiness to work with the state government to achieve the aims of the partnership.
Akwa Ibom State has embraced this RAM project and it shall be executed to the end.
The legislator for Akbc State constituency, Mr. Wong Atta, and his Nsiribom counterpart, Mr. Eric Akman, appreciated Governor Moino for blessing them with the rural development project and promised to support the contractor to execute the job.
We want to thank you for what you have done. I equally want to assure you, as the good people of Nsiribom local government, we will support your government. We will support the contractor. We will support one bank to make sure this road is delivered.
I want to really thank you, Your Excellency, for flagging off this project in Nsiribom and Akbc. This shows that you are very committed to fulfilling your Arise agenda.
Earlier, the chairman of the two local government areas that host the project welcomed the governor and his team to the flag-off of Oworuta Nokwekere Afarodayop Edebum 1 by Urwa Ekunwa, expressing optimism of the positive effect the project will attract to them. Patience John, Akbc News.
The managing director of Finefield Petroleum Limited, Mr. Lee Uba, has assured motorists and other end users of petroleum products of excellent quality delivery in the state. Mr. Uba gave the assurance during the flag-off of sales and the official inauguration of the maiden Finefield station in Akwa Ibom State. The event took place at the premises of the filling station at Akbc local government area. More on this story will come to you in a subsequent bulletin. Just before we go for the break, reporter takes a look at the contribution of arts to economic development. This and more will be coming just in a moment.
This is all where we all belong. The place where life is beautiful. The peaceful ambience we enjoy when we live together in unity and love. It's all in mind, you know. We go stand together, we go make them better.
So good to have you back. It's still the news at 8 on AKBC channel 45. Uyo. Now to the rest of our stories. The economic potentials of arts and artworks is increasingly being recognized as a driver of development. As governments across the globe strive to diversify their economies, the arts sector is emerging as a significant contributor, fostering innovation, attracting tourists, and creating employment opportunities. This paradigm shift is particularly evident in Akwa Ibom State, where the government is harnessing the power of creativity to propel economic growth and cultural enrichment. Our reporter, Miriam Ekbotu, in this special report took a look at Our reporter, Miriam Ekbotu, in this special report takes a look at the economic potentials of arts and artworks as a catalyst for the state's development.
The state's commitment to nurturing the arts has resulted in a thriving creative economy, with artists, performers, and artisans finding fertile ground to showcase their talents. This has not only led to the preservation and promotion of cultural heritage, it also opened up new avenues for economic prosperity.
Now, the first thing you have to understand, without art, there is no technology. Art is the foundation of technology. For example, before anything is invented, the first thing is the conception of that idea in the brain, the mental conception. From that conception, you now bring it down to the draft, that's the design. From that design, you prepare it.
The artist is actually using sculpture as a visual means of communication, boost the campaign, okay? This one is visual campaign for women liberation. For her, she felt the woman has always been reduced to nothingness. So the idea of holding a chain has been chained and the person is breaking through, okay? Suggesting the liberation of the woman.
One of the key benefits of investing in the arts is the boost it provides to tourism. Art exhibitions, music festivals, theater performance, and cultural events attract visitors from far and wide, generating revenue for local businesses such as hotels, restaurants, and retail establishments.
Talking about the economic importance of the art or the painting I'm doing, one is that as a student, it's not every time that our parents will get to give us allowances for academic work, but doing the art and the painting, people do come around to maybe give us a commission work for us to paint for them. By that avenue, but with this, we make some money from the paintings we create. We also sell these paintings, and again we organize exhibitions for public viewers to partake of our artistic creations.
The state's vibrant arts scene has become a magnet for tourists who seek authentic and immersive experiences. This influx of visitors further stimulates the local economy, contributing to job creation and increased spending.
Life would have been dark and big without the arts. You see, even the way you dress, look at you, look beautiful. This dress was done as an artist. The shoes you wear, all those things, they give this art embellish life. It gives the aesthetic value, general beautification, environmental beautification, even your speech mannerisms. A good artist speaks well, and it helps you to interpret those things in an appealing manner to the person that is beholding or your audience.
Yes, sculpture serve, I would say, many functions. One of such is the well-known one that is aesthetics. It beautifies the environment, but it also communicates like any other art. Communicates the feelings of the artist. The artist would express himself and brings a certain message across. Quite unfortunate, people are not really bothered about what message an artwork holds. Once it is put up, they say, oh, beautiful. They look at it from the aspect of just the aesthetics. It goes beyond that. It communicates things. It documents history. It serves as a medium of identity. It can help you identify one or two things. It has many functions.
Moreover, the economic potential of arts and artisans extends beyond tourism. The creative sector has proven to be an incubator for innovation, fostering entrepreneurship and attracting investments.
Art is an expression. It's a feeling. It's something that drives you, something that moves you. It's a language. So we all have different ways of speaking or expressing ourselves in it.
Startups and creative enterprises are drawn to areas with a vibrant arts community, as it provides a fertile ground for collaboration and inspiration. The state's commitment to supporting artists and cultural organizations has resulted in the establishment of creative clusters and hubs, creating a conducive environment for creative industries to flourish.
So when an artwork is done with the application of color, that is painting. That's in the simplest form. When an artwork is done with the application of colors, it could be from paper, mixed media, it could be from tip colors, acrylic colors, oil colors, pastels, and the rest.
In addition to its economic impact, the arts sector also plays a crucial role in enhancing the quality of life for residents. Access to arts and cultural experiences promotes social cohesion, foster a sense of identity, and improve overall well-being. By investing in the arts, the state is investing in the holistic development of its citizens, creating a more inclusive and vibrant society.
As we move forward, let us remember the immense contribution of art in our lives. Let us support artists and appreciate them, whether they are musicians, sculptors, painters, and even performers. Let us learn to embrace the diversity of artistic expression and encourage creativity in our communities. From University of Uyo Department of Fine and Industrial Arts, I am Miriam Ekutu, AKBC News.
Art is good business. Many thanks, Miriam Ekutu. In the spirit of giving back to society, a retired Deputy Inspector General of Police, Mr. Udome Kudom, has built and handed over a one-bedroom bungalow to a widow, Mrs. Comfort Timothy of Uruata Ikorebo in Etemekpo local government area. Yagano Paul has more on this report.
In the name of the Father, Amen. The Son, Amen. The Holy Spirit.
Luck smile on a widow, Mrs. Comfort Timothy from Uruatai Ikorebo, Etemekbo local government area, as retired DIG of police, Mr. Udome Kudom built and handed over a one-bedroom bungalow to her. Handing over the bungalow to the widow, the retired DIG of police and chairman board of governors, Tower of Ivory Schools, Mr. Udome Kudom, said the gesture was a way of giving back to the society. Mr. Kudom said as a stakeholder of Lions Club, it is his place to work towards the aims and objectives of the club, which is impacting positively on lives of destitutes and other less privileged in the society. The retired DIG used the opportunity to appreciate Governor Moino for promoting small-scale businesses across party lines in order to foster development, expressing the hope that the governor will leave lasting legacies at the end of his tenure.
You are not doing it because you are very rich. You are not doing it because of politics. You are doing it mainly for God. Then I appeal to everybody that please, some of us can eat 3 times a day and throw away the others, surplus, away. Please, always remember your brothers and sisters.
Also speaking, Lady Dorothy Ekbudom enjoined well-meaning Nigerians to look out for the needy in the society and support at all times.
We started this building for this widow some few months ago, and it's a pleasure that without even calling people, all of you are here to witness the blessing of this building. Most of you living in this village happen to know this woman.
Other speakers commended Ekbudom for always giving back to the society, with family heads Friday Unanam and Kingsley Abia, as well as the beneficiary of the 1-bedroom bungalow, Mrs. Comfort Timothy. Paul, Akbc News.
The commander to Brigade of the Nigerian Army, Brigadier General K. Chibu, has stressed the need for students to shun bad company, cultism, and other acts of criminality, and be serious with studies in order to achieve academic excellence. He was speaking at a one-day public speaking engagement for students of Community Secondary School, Akafort, Uyo. The event was in commemoration of the 2023 Nigerian Army Day. This is according to Akbc television crime reporter Etieno Ibana.
Brigadier General Chibu said indulging themselves in cultism and other vices will hinder them from meeting their goals, and advised students to be obedient to parents and teachers and be disciplined and patriotic. The commander to Brigade Nigerian Army said the Nigerian Army Day is an annual event held on July 6 in honor of members of the Nigerian Army, especially those who took part in the World War I and II, as well as those that lost their lives during the Nigerian Civil War and the current serving members of the Nigerian Army. Noting that the labor of our heroes past shall not be in vain, Brigadier General Chibu called on all to look beyond the Nigerian Civil War and embrace various mechanisms put in place by the federal government to remain an indivisible entity, irrespective of ethnics, cultural, and religious differences. He assured of the commitment and dedication of the Nigerian Army to defend the national unity and territorial integrity, and advised Nigerians to continue to embrace peace, dialogue, unity, and love. He said the choice of Akar Community Secondary School for the advocacy was to inform the students of various career opportunities available in the Nigerian Army in case they develop interest to join the armed forces in the future.
That is high time for us to look beyond the Nigerian Civil War and embrace all the mechanisms put in place by the federal government of Nigeria to ensure that we remain one and indivisible nation called Nigeria. To also further the cause of nation building and to remind us we are all brothers and sisters.
The public speaking engagement featured advocacy on patriotism, integrity and honesty, avoidance of vices and criminality, cultism, drug and substance abuse, career opportunities in the Nigerian Army, criteria for selection and enlistment into the Nigerian Army, as well as civil-military relations. The principal of Community Secondary School at Fort Uyo, Elder Eme Pakwa, appreciated the 2 brigade for choosing the school for awareness and for maintaining discipline, adding that the school was working hard to ensure that discipline is maintained.
The army is disciplined, and so in the education sector, we, the learners and the teachers, as much as possible, we also try to be disciplined and also maintain discipline.
The Nigerian Army is celebrating its 160 years of existence on the theme Sound Administration as a panacea for effective military operations. High point of the ceremony was the presentation of souvenirs to the principal by the commander of the 2 brigades of the Nigerian Army. Etienne Ibanga, Akbc News.
The management and staff and other members of the University of Uyo community converged on the main campus of the university for a solemn assembly to hand over the second half of the year to God, as well as pray for safety of its staff and students. The event on the theme A Secure Hiding Place will come to you in a subsequent bulletin. In appreciation of the people's support during the last general election, the member representing in the state constituency, the State House of Assembly, Mr. Lawrence Udoide, has held a thank you get-together. Esther Omoren reports that the event took place at Ini Local Government Council headquarters, Odorikbe.
Mr. Lawrence Udoide, who is also the chairman, House Services Committee in the State House of Assembly, said the stepping stone to fulfilling his mandate to give back to his people and the society at large is to thank them for their support in voting Pastor Moino and himself. He said he would collaborate with the Moino's administration to ensure that development is brought to the grassroots.
Financially, get the donation of money, for all the women, let's take a
His wife, Mrs. Esther Lawrence Udoide, thanks the people for the confidence reposed on her husband. In their goodwill messages, a one-time commissioner for agriculture, Dr. Glory Edet, the immediate past commissioner for agriculture, Dr. Alfiong Ofo, former member representing Ikano Federal Constituency, Professor Inudoka, as well as the immediate past House member in his state constituency, Mr. Emmanuel Ekpenyon, spoke glowingly of Mr. Lawrence Udoide and pledged their support to enable him succeed. packages, drinks, and live cows were presented to the 11 wards by Mr. Lawrence Udoide. Esther Morin, AKBC News.
A retired Deputy Director of News and Current Affairs in Akwa Ibom Broadcasting Corporation, Mr. Nyong is dead. Funeral plans made available to AKBC 45 News and signed by the Chief Mourner, Mrs. Enobong Nyong indicates that the late Mr. Nyong, who bowed out at 64 years, will be buried tomorrow at his country home, Edemid Mishet, Onaliki government area by 10 o'clock in the morning. The late journalist is survived by a wife, Enobong Nyong, and 2 sons, Mfonabasi and Udwabasi, as well as a brother, Osom Matthew Ekwere, among other relatives. On that sad note, we draw the curtains on our news at 8. But before we go, remember we told you that Akwa Ibom State government says it is open to individuals and organizations willing to partner the state for development. Governor Umaina reiterated this when he received a delegation from the newly approved Federal College of Education, EDDEP, in Ibianibom local government area. We also told you that a retired Deputy Inspector General of Police, Mr. Udome Kudom, has built and handed over a 1-bedroom bungalow to a widow, Mrs. Comfort Timothy of Uruatai Korebo in Etemekbo local government area. That's the news. Our next bulletin comes up tomorrow morning by 7 o'clock. Between now and when we close for the day's programs, I trust that you continue to enjoy all of our offerings, hoping that when you sleep, you'll have yourself a pleasant night rest. Good night from here. It's Samuel Ayara.